Just because you've seen everybody doing it doesn't mean that you can actually succeed in this business. How does it end for you most of the time? That's why most of you are broke. That's why most of you aren't making any money in the market. If you cannot isolate yourself, if you cannot live in isolation, if you cannot live in solitude, trading is not for you, because that is one quality that this business is going to give to you.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Hello guys, this is Investor MAYBACH. I know it's been a while since we met. I've actually been busy doing a couple of things. That's why I haven't been able to bring you your favorite content on this channel. But today, I'm back, and I'm back for good. Today, I'm coming to walk you through 10 brutal lessons that I've learned in the market over the past 10 years. Everybody knows that I've been in the market since 2014. So this is my decade in the market. Today, I'm going to share these lessons with you for free, for absolutely free. But before we start this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share these videos to all your friends and families who aspire to be successful traders, who aspire to play this financial market game. I'm not selling you any course. I'm not selling you any program. I'm just here to help you and inspire you towards your journey to becoming a successful financial market trader. The first brutal lesson that I've learned in the financial market is this: trading is a psychological roller coaster. That is the first point. I found out that trading is much more than what we see on the charts. When you start learning how to trade, the only thing that we learn, or the only thing that you see on YouTube people talking about every day is, support and resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci's, and all these indicators, moving averages that we have in the market. But when you delve deeper into the market, when you experience this market for real over a long period of time, you're going to come into a rude awakening that majority of the things that we are meant or we are made to focus on in the market are not actually what we need to spend majority of our time learning. This is a fully psychological business. You are actually trying to predict the collective behavior of a group of people that you don't know, because we know that in the market, we have a lot of buyers and sellers in the market, everybody fighting for the same price, everybody fighting for the same trophy, right? So how are you going to know, or how are you going to be able to predict the collective behaviors of these people to be able to catch good prices, or to be able to catch the good trends that is going to make you money? That is what makes trading a purely psychological business. And one thing that I keep telling people every day is that because of the psychological aspect of this business, if you are not aware of your mindset capabilities and personal surroundings, you have no business to be in this game. I'm saying this because you can't play a mental game when your mind is not prepared for it. So the first thing that you need to do, you need to master your mind, you need to master yourself very well before you can actually succeed in this business. If you're not at peace with yourself and your surroundings, you have no business being in this game. So master yourself, master your surroundings, make sure that you are fully aware and intentional of your mental capabilities. The second one is the market doesn't care about you. This is one thing that a lot of people don't understand in this business. People have a lot of plans, right? People have a lot of plans that they bring into the market. There are a lot of you out there who only ventured into trading because you saw people driving Lambos on the internet, because you saw people flexing all these luxuries and all these things on the internet. And you come into this business with that perception that this is actually easy to get. So you come with unrealistic goals, you come with unrealistic plans, that you can actually buy a Lambo in this business in your first 6 months. That is one thing that I came to understand, one brutal lesson that the market gave me, or has given me over the past 10 years. I got to find out that the market doesn't care about your plans. Whatever plans that you have, whether you have a plan of making $1 million within the next 1 week, within the next 1 year or the next 2 years. The market doesn't care about it. And it's not only you that the market doesn't care about. The market doesn't care about any single player in the market. The market doesn't care about you and me and every single financial player that we have or we see in the market every single day. If it is supposed to respond to you, it's supposed to respond to this person, if it is supposed to do every single person in the market a favor, where do you think the market is going to go? Because at the end of the day, we all have different perceptions, we all have different goals, different ideals, different plans in the market, right? So the market is just there to play according to what it wants or what it likes, not according to your plan. This is the main reason why majority of you keep getting disappointed every day and end up calling Forex a scam, because you come here with unrealistic expectations. I've been in the market for 10 years, and I can tell you for a fact that majority of these things that you see out there is as a result or is a product of years and years and years of deep work, suffering, pain, and consistency. The third one is the best experience in trading can only be given to you by the market itself. No mentor in this world, no course in this world can give you the experience that the market can actually give you. A mentor always used to tell me that the greatest mentor that you can actually find anywhere is the market itself, because it is only the market that can teach you things that no human being can actually teach you. Guess what? Every single person in this market makes losses. There is no single trader in this world who doesn't encounter any losses or who doesn't encounter losses intermittently. You understand? If you think that there's a human being somewhere who can actually give you the lessons that is going to be superior to what the market can give you, you're going to learn this the hard way if you spend enough time or if you stay in this business long enough. The greatest experience that you're going to learn is from the market. That is why I don't encourage people to trade demo. The most important aspect of trading doesn't get involved when you're trading a demo account. So how are you going to learn the experience? Because you need to fall down and rise, fall and rise, fall and rise before you actually become successful in this business. 10 years of being in this game, it has not been easy. I've experienced all the ups and downs, the highs and the lows, and everything that I needed to experience. And I'm still experiencing some of them. And this is a never-ending journey of pain and suffering and enjoyment, right? But when you cross a certain barrier, of experience in this business, that is when you break the code, and that is when you actually get to experience the real side of it, or the luxurious side of this business, which is going to actually help fulfill your Lambo dreams, your dreams of building mansions, and your dreams of living these great lifestyles that you see out there. You need to pass through the phases. You need to go through the phases. You need to go through the process. You need to pass through all of these things before the market can actually validate you and crown you to be the person that it is willing to fund your lifestyle to what you want. Number 4. The only guarantee that we have in the market is losses. Majority of you don't understand this point. In trading, the only thing that is guaranteed in trading is losses. Profit is not guaranteed. So people will ask this. So if losses are guaranteed, why is profit also not guaranteed? It is because every single person in the market makes losses. Every single person. It doesn't matter how professional you are. It doesn't matter the amount of years that you've spent in the market. It doesn't matter the experience that you have. Every single participant in this business or in this market makes losses. But guess what? Not every single participant in the market makes profit. That's the actual truth. To make losses or to encounter losses in this business is as easy as anything that you can find out there. Because you are always going to lose money, especially when you start or when you begin this journey or when you are a beginner. The losses are going to come over and over and over again. Even though you're going to get better with time, you're going to keep learning your lessons, you're going to, keep building the craft with time. And it gets better with time. It gets better over the years. You can't build a finance in 1 year or in 6 months. You need to experience everything that you need to experience in the market, because the market is going to throw a lot of things at you. The market is going to throw everything at you to make sure that you quit or to make sure that you give up. I saw a post on social media a few days ago about somebody who just posted that I've spent 2.5 years in this market and I think this is not my field, so I'm quitting. And he was saying goodbye to all the traders on the internet. And I was just laughing. I said, yeah, this guy doesn't belong here. People like these guys came into trading with these unrealistic expectations that I'm talking about. Because if this guy actually wanted to learn how to trade, if this guy actually wanted to have a long-term career in trading, he wouldn't be here throwing in the towel in just 2 years. Because people have been in this market for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and they are still not consistent enough. Let's take the late Jim Simon, for example. Those of you who don't know Jim Simon, he's late. He died recently, I think a couple of months ago. He was one of the best hedge fund managers that have ever existed. He started like the way you and I actually started. He was just a professor in a university, living the 9-to-5 life. But he ended up becoming a billionaire. He ended up being one of the richest guys alive. He ended up becoming one of the richest traders or one of the best traders to ever exist. How did he do that? If you listen to Jim Simon's story, Jim Simon actually became consistently profitable after his 8th to his 10th year. What does that tell you? That tells you that there is no guarantee that you're going to be successful in this business in the few years that you expect to actually become successful. So if that kind of person had to spend 10 years to be able to find consistency in the market, how do you think you can find consistency in 2 years? And just because you couldn't find that in 2.5 years, you throw in the towel. So that is what separates the losers from the winners from this business. So if you come here with all these unrealistic expectations every single day that you want to buy a Lambo in 6 months, you want to buy a Lambo in 1 year, you're going to follow this guy. Because at the end of the day, you're going to encounter a lot of really harsh realities that is going to make you believe, or that is going to make you feel that this is not where you belong. And apparently, it actually says why 90% of new traders give up within the first 18 months. The 5th point, timing the market is almost impossible. What is the meaning of that? Majority of you actually feel like you always want to catch the absolute top or the absolute bottom in the market. When there's a downtrend, you are always waiting to catch the absolute bottom. When there is an uptrend, you're always looking to catch the absolute top of the market. But this is a real harsh lesson that I've learned in the market over the years, that it is nearly and almost impossible for you to catch the absolute bottom or the absolute top. Yes, you might get lucky sometimes to catch it, but there is absolutely no strategy that can beat this metric, that you can always catch the bottom and you can always catch the top. It doesn't exist. There is absolutely no strategy that exists like that. So what you can do as a trader to safeguard yourself is to have a solid plan that you can actually play according to what the market, the language the market speaks. The market speaks a language to us as traders. What you see on the chart, the candles that you see on the chart, is a form of a language that the market speaks to us. So your duty as a trader is to be able to fine-tune yourself, or to be able to position yourself in a way that you can understand this language. And once you understand and you are able to decode this language, that is when you find success and consistency in this business. Don't try to catch buttons. Don't try to catch the absolute tops of the market, because it's nearly and almost impossible. Try to play according to your personal rules. Try to play according to your personal game plan, and whether profit or loss, keep learning and keep picking up the experiences. Number 6, trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is one thing that you're going to get a lot of mentors out there who are not going to tell you. I know all these guys are flaunting all these Lambos and all these lifestyles out there, but they're not telling you the real truth that we have in this business. And I always tell people that you are never going to get rich in this business in 6 months. And I can promise you, I can guarantee, I can put my life on that you're never going to get rich in this business in 6 months or in 1 year. This is a business because no one has ever done it, and you are not going to be the first person to actually do it. And trust me on that. If you come into this business with all these unrealistic expectations that you're coming here to decode or to break the code to be able to get rich in your first 6 months or in your first 1 year, you're just playing yourself or you're kidding yourself. This is not a get rich quick business. This is a business that requires that you sacrifice few years of your life to enjoy many years of freedom of your entire life. So if you come here with the expectation that you can enjoy, or you can just get into, or you can just catch up with this freedom over a very short period of time, then just stop deluding yourself. You're just being delusional, because it's never going to happen for you that way. It is never going to happen. It doesn't exist anywhere, and you are not going to be the first person to break that code. The market has existed for thousands of years, and no one has been able to break that code. And I'm not sure that you are going to be the first person to do that. So if you meet any mentor online, or if you meet any mentor out there who promise you or who gives you all these flimsy promises that I'm going to double your account, I can double your account in 1 week or in 2 weeks or in 1 month, run away as fast as you can. Run away as fast as you can, because these are guys selling you just dreams without a plan. And a dream without a plan always end up being a delusion. Number 7, herd mentality would ruin your progress and cost you dearly. What is herd mentality? Majority of you actually entered into trading just because you heard people out there saying there is money in trading. And I always say this, one of the most delusional decisions that you can make in life is to venture into something with no due diligence just because someone told you there is money in it. When I get people who tell me that, hey, I want to learn how to trade, the first question that I ask them is that, why do you want to learn how to trade? Once you tell me that I want to learn how to trade just because I heard there is money in it, I'm never going to waste my time on you. I will just take you as a very unserious person. I don't deal with unserious people. Herd mentality here is another word for crowd psychology, right? Just because you've seen everybody doing it doesn't mean that you can actually succeed in this business. And if you are a trader as well, just because you see everybody joining a Telegram channel and joining a Signal group doesn't mean that you should actually join these things. That is what we call the herd mentality. Most of you will wake up in the morning, run all your analysis or do all your analysis that you have clearly. You have your plan that you come into actually execute for the trading day. But you end up not executing your plan because you went on Twitter or you went on Instagram and saw, or you went in a Telegram group to see a mentor post some signal that contradicts the plan, and you see thousands and thousands of people joining these channels, taking the same trades and taking the same setup. So you feel like, oh, okay, you're on the opposite side of this trade, so you should join this crowd for them to take it. Majority of you will testify or can testify or attest to that. How does it end for you? Most of the time, that's why most of you are broke. That's why most of you aren't making any money in the market. That's why most of you have been in this market for 5-6 years and you are not achieving any consistency because you are not willing to put in the work. You're just waiting for a random guy on Telegram who is selling you some kind of dreams that is not even real to come and spoon feed you. How does that work? This is one brutal lesson that you're going to end up learning in this business. Following the crowd in this business almost end up very badly, and it's going to ruin your progress and it's going to cost you dearly. That will make you give up, or that will make you very uncomfortable throughout your journey. Most of the successful traders I know personally are actually introverts. Trading is one thing that is going to give you that vibe. I don't know any successful, highly successful trader who's always out there. I take myself for example. I'm always indoors by myself. I'm always spending time by myself. Yes, even though occasionally I hang out with friends, occasionally I hang out with people and all of that. But majority of the time, I'm always with myself. That is what trading can do to you. If you cannot isolate yourself, if you cannot live in isolation, if you cannot live in solitude, trading is not for you, because that is one quality that this business is going to give to you. If you are that person who always wants public validation or crowd validation before you make a decision, you're going to have a very hard time making money in this business. In this business, crowd mostly fall on the wrong side of history. The 8th brutal lesson that I learned in this business is overleveraging is a silent killer. Majority of you sign up with brokers and you end up using 1:1,000 leverage, 1:800, 1:2, and some of you go as far as using 1:2,000 leverage. What are you looking for? And most of you don't even understand how this leverage thing actually works. Because just because you feel that the broker has provided you with that leverage, the broker has actually given you that option to use 1:2,000 leverage, doesn't mean that you should go and use it out there. What is leverage, by the way? Leverage means that the broker actually borrows you money to fund positions. So let's say you have $100 in your account and you want to buy an asset contract. You want to buy a contract, an asset contract that is worth like $1,000 or that is worth like $2,000. And your $100 is not going to be able to fund that purchase, right? Brokers give you leverage just because they want to be able to fund majority of that purchase for you. So if you have that is why you can have $100 in the account and you can open a positions worth $1,000, $2,000, or even sometimes $5,000, depending on the kind of leverage that you use. It's because the broker is funding the other part or the remaining part of the contract purchase for you. That is what we mean by leverage. So the fact that, leverage is actually you playing with borrowed money from the broker. But the fact that you are playing with borrowed money from the broker doesn't mean that the broker is going to allow you to waste his money or to squander his money. No, they have metrics. They have metrics that actually guide this process, that the broker is never and ever going to allow you to eat into his account. So at the end of the day, the only person who is going to fall on the wrong side of history with over-leveraging is yourself, not the broker. So always try to use good leverages, right? Always try to, don't just go and use all this 1:500, 1:1000. The highest leverage sometimes that I use personally is 1:100, 1:200. Throughout my entire years in the market, the highest leverage I've actually used is 1:400. That was back then. I don't use these big leverages anymore. Because trust me, when you use all these big leverages, the brokers put you in different order books. Understand? And you don't want to fall on the B books and the C books orders. That is absolutely going to ruin you. Do you understand? So always try to minimize these things. Always try to understand these things before you can actually apply to your trading. The ninth point is that risk management is your only insurance to greatness in trading. Risk management is your only insurance to greatness in trading. I know majority of you have heard about risk management. Majority of you have heard about, how to manage risk, money management and all of that. But the reality is, how many of you use these things properly, in a proper way? Because you will see somebody trading $100 account and he will be opening 1.50, 1.20, 1.30, 1.25 lot size positions. How does that work? Because ideally, I know that the conventional wisdom is for you to risk 1 to 2% of your capital on each trade, right? That is a conventional wisdom, which me personally, I don't adhere to that wisdom. I don't adhere to that rule of me risking 1 to 2% of my capital on each trade. I risk much more than that. But that doesn't mean that, I go overboard or I risk something that is too heavy for my account. I go within the metric of my account. I go within the boundaries that my account can sustain. And that is what you need to also do as well. So take your risk management very serious, because in trading, if you are not aggressive, you are not going to make money. And if you are not defensive, you are not going to keep money. And that is the main reason why some of you actually can spend a whole 3 weeks, 1 month to make a lot of money, and you will use one day to lose all that money. Yes, it is not rocket science. It is actually what the market does best. And this is because majority of you ignore this very important step, ignore this very important gospel that we have in the market. That risk management is key to everything that you do in this market. Because there is a saying that if you manage risk, profit will take care of itself. But if you don't manage risk, your parents will take care of you. And that is one thing that you need to understand. That is one sure thing that you need to understand. If you manage risk, profit will take care of itself. But if you don't, your parents will take care of you. And you don't want to fall on the other side of your parents taking care of you, because I know majority of you have already left the house and living lives on your own. You don't want to be going back home with zero money, with empty pocket, with being very depressed to go and ask your mom or your dad or your parent to actually give you money to buy food. So take your risk management very serious, and always make sure that you trade within the boundaries of the accounts that you have. Not because you think you've gotten some signal from a trading guru online. So you can actually go all in, even when your account can't sustain, that sort of risk for a particular amount of time. The last point that I'm going to leave you with now is past success doesn't guarantee future gains. That is one thing that you are going to learn the very hard way in trading. Why am I saying that? A lot of you capitalize on past success. Probably maybe, okay, you found a strategy. And what do you do with that? I know one of the conventional wisdom is that you need to backtest, you need to backtest, you need to backtest, you need to backtest. But let me tell you one shortfall of backtesting. Past success doesn't guarantee future gains. It's a clear example why I personally don't backtest. I don't do backtesting. And when I meet people that I tell them that I don't do backtesting, sometimes they don't understand. Sometimes, they look at me a certain way. That, hey, there's a conventional wisdom that we have in the market that before you find consistency with any strategy, you need to backtest. But I don't backtest for anything because I believe that past success doesn't guarantee future gains. This is because we all know that in technical analysis, we are studying past price history to be able to make decisions for future price that will actually be printed on the market. But the fact that the market printed this sort of setup last week, last month, or last year doesn't mean that it is going to print the same thing this year. So what I do is actually forward testing. When I'm actually coming to, when I actually discover a new strategy, I like forward testing because it actually gets me in sync with current market conditions. Because I'm not going to go back using 10 years of data or 20, 15 years of data to actually build a strategy that I'm going to use now. Because for the past 10 years or for the past 15 years, a lot have changed in the market. A lot have changed in the market. The economic conditions that we had 10 years ago is not the same conditions that we have today. The economic condition, the geopolitical conditions that we had 10 years ago that affected the market is not the same conditions that we have today. So why would I use that data? Why would I use that information to actually decide or determine the decision that I'm going to make in the market today? I don't do that. So I like using current information to actually craft my strategy. So I do forward testing instead. So anytime I build a new strategy or anytime that I want to fine tune my strategy, I use the forward testing mode because with that one, you are dealing with current market environment. You're dealing with current circumstances. You're dealing with current economic event. You're dealing with current geopolitical event that we have in the market. So with that one, yes, even though that one is a bit riskier because it's either you hop on a demo account to be able to forward test that strategy or you use small risk on a live account to do that. But what I do is this, because I don't believe in demo trading, I use small risk in a live account to actually do my forward testing. So I'm going to make sure that I have forward tested that strategy for at least 6 months before I can actually determine that this is a strategy that I want to use going forward. So this is one thing that you're going to find out in the market over the years, or if you spend a lot of time in the market as well, you come to realization that past success doesn't guarantee future gains. The fact that you have been able to make $100 or $100,000 last month or 2 months or 3 months ago doesn't mean that you're going to be able to make $100,000 next week or next month or next year. It doesn't work like that. The market only pays you according to how consistent you stay to yourself, how consistent you stay to your behaviors, how consistent you stay to your decision making, how consistent you stay to your personal habits in the market. That is how the market pays you. You get paid in direct proportion to the value that you put on the chart. You get paid in a direct proportion to the deep work that you do on the chart. And that is why I keep telling you that you need to be able to make sure that you spend as much time as you like, or as much time as you want, or you want studying the charts, being in this market. Just run through the paces. Just put yourself in positions. Just put yourself in positions that opportunities in the market can actually find you. Before I leave you with this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like and share this video to your friends, to your family, to whoever you like that has expressed interest in learning how to trade or playing in the financial market. Until next time, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the blues. And please Stay consistent, go through all the pains, go through all the anxiety, go through all the suffering. You get better with experience in this business. And the more years you spend in the market, the more experience you become. And the more experience you become, the more money you make in the market. See you again next time. Thank you.